Well, Adam Mosseri will be grilled by the same Senate subcommittee that interviewed whistleblower Frances Haugen. Mosseri can expect bipartisan criticism about Haugen's revelations of Instagram's negative impact on teens. Now, just yesterday, Instagram announced product updates to better protect teens and some parental controls that are set to launch next year. But those updates seem to further infuriate Senator Marsha Blackburn, who plans to say in her opening remarks that the product updates are what she calls too little too late, that the time is right to pass a national consumer privacy bill and kids-specific legislation to keep minors safe online. Now, Mosseri is in the hot seat as a number of other senior Meta executives leave their seats. Just yesterday, head of Messenger Stan Chudnovsky and Julian Cordeneau, he's VP of Workplace, both announced their departures. Now, this comes after Meta's digital currency and fintech lead David Marcus announced his departure last week. Chief Technology Officer Mike Schrepfer, he's stepping down at the end of this year. And head of Facebook app Fiji Simo and ad chief Carolyn Everson, they both left earlier this year for Instacart. Meta is saying that because of the size of the company, churn is normal, telling us, quote, "We're proud to have added more than 10,000 employees in 2021 alone and to continue having a strong bench of leaders across the company that will drive our business forward." But Meta's executive exodus and simultaneous regulatory overhang does not seem to have hurt the stock. Meta Platforms shares up about 3% today. It does speak to the tech giant's myriad challenges going forward. Guys?
Julia, I don't know. This is probably an impossible question to answer, but somehow it feels like the edge is off of the Facebook Meta outrage. I mean, it's there, but it's not like an everyday thing. Maybe it's the stock price. Maybe we are outraged about other things. What's your sense about how either Facebook itself is digesting that and what their strategy over at Facebook Meta might be for addressing it?
Well, I think the strategy at Meta is full steam ahead. You know, they're very much working on the long-term Meta plans, the shorter-term plans to help navigate around some of those Apple operating system changes that made it harder for them to target ads. But in terms of whether or not the edge is off the outrage, I mean, John, there was a multi-week period in which every day it seemed like there was some new revelation about either something terrible about the impact of Instagram for kids or something terrible about how Facebook was fomenting dissent and violence in countries around the world. And I think that the mass of that period is over. And, you know, that was a lot based on sort of the slow drip of the revelations out of those Facebook files, the Frances Haugen papers, Deirdre. But for now, you know, we haven't had anything new and any new bombshells recently, but I think we'll see what comes out of this hearing today.